$96 on a week basis if you run the 2 video cards. If you do a monthly, we're looking at monthly $413.95. So that's a good chunk if you can afford the power, minus the power, minus the keeping up with the maintenance and all that stuff. So that's not included. On a yearly basis, this machine could make about $5,000. Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank. Today, we're going to see if we can mine with this laptop and this external GPU card reader. It has a PCI. It has 12 pins for the RTX 3080. Now, this is a little expensive. I bought it for $250. You can find it for $800, or if you can find it cheaper for $300, you go a different brand. But this is capable of handling a 3080 RTX 3080 card. Really good performance on it. It streams a lot of, it pulls a lot of heat out and in and out, so it kind of heats up your whole environment here. But we're using a Omen machine to see if we can make these two talk together and see if it's even worth mining with these two machines, because this one as it is has an RTX 3070. You might not have an RTX 3070, you might have something cheaper, but you do need a 3.4 or 3.1 Thunderbolt type C connection in order to make this work. So if your laptop has that, you're going to be capable of handling this. Unfortunately, I try to do it on other machines, but you can't, not that many right now. So you do need to have a compatibility performance on it. So this one has a 3.1 and 3.0 capability, type C. All right, just remember type C on it, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more. We put the card in a bit, so we're gonna go over performance and see how well it works when you're actually bit mining. We're gonna do some heat testing. Now, regarding the voltage, this one brings a lot of volt, more than a laptop, of course. So it'll make sense to have something like this in hand for those that don't want to waste too much power and do dual performance. But there is a difference between the two GPUs that could perform half of each performance. So you could get full performance out of 3080, but you get half of it on the actual built-in. So we're gonna take a look at it and see what you guys think. There we go. Put it from the top. If you guys can see it, the module's supposed to line up in there. And this is a 3080, RTX 3080 going in. Make sure we get the cables out. Line it up. One connection here. Got the second one. There you go. Tuck it in. There you go. There's your card. A 3080 built in here. Not built, but we put it on the PCI reader. All right, prior to connecting, if you guys can see on the left, on the right hand corner, it shows that there's two connections. Inactive right now, it shows inactive 3080, and the one that's performing all the tasks is the 3070. So you have to change that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and change that. We go to the NVIDIA part of it, which is great performance on it. So if you guys can see it here, I'm going to open it up a little bit higher so you guys can see the performance. Now right now we are dedicated physics and everything else on this card. We're going to hit apply. Just remember that when you're going to enable it back again, just enable it, and then you could turn this off anytime you want. You turn it off, it goes away. And you see it, let's give it a couple minutes, and it's going to find that it doesn't have the 3080 no more, and it's going to completely disappear and tell you, hey, you only have these two cards. All right, so all right, we're not going to show you the mining itself, but I'm going to download the application called Nice Hash. We're going to download a Nice Hash, all right, and install it on the laptop. So I'm mining with the HP Omen in here. It can't use, it's disabled the CPUs, but if you see, I have a 3080, and then I have a 3070 laptop on it, the GPU temperatures. This one's 106 because it's jamming. You could hear it. It's right here. It's jamming. It's working its way. The fans are going. I could feel the heat on this. It's already heating up the room as it is. When you're mining, this is how loud it gets. This is the laptop Omen. It has two video cards in there. 66 C's temperature, which is, you know, it's cool enough, but then the VRAM from the actual video card's 108, so it's jamming. Speeds 128. Power consumption, it's about 906. I'm just kidding. 296 watts. All right. Efficiency is 0.43. On a weekly basis, you could run up to 96.59 cents. Damn, on a weekly basis. So $96 on a week basis if you run the two video cards. If you do a monthly, we're looking at monthly $413 and 95 cents. So that's a good chunk if you can afford the power, minus the you know, keeping up with the maintenance and all that stuff. So that's not included. On a yearly basis, this machine could make about $5,000 on a yearly basis, depending on the market. We're mining Bitcoin on here, so we can make 6,000 right now. It just went up 954. So this constantly changes regarding the market. So estimates are here. You can make 500 a week, 133. It just jumped up right now, as you guys can see, because the market it's just booming. It goes up and down. This could be 133 one day, it could be $50 the next day. So just keep in mind that this is live projections, all right? And I just caught that in video, which hopefully you guys could work. So $571 a month. Whew, that's kind of good money. That's like, you know, picking gold right here. You have to work for it. You got to set it up, but keeping something like this, maintenance on the laptop and everything, less consumption of power. The only power we're going to get out of it is this sucker right here. This guy eats a lot of power. Couple of watts. You can do anything on a laptop if you guys put your mind to it. So a laptop, if you have a really good laptop or a poor laptop, but you're capable of setting up one of these, you could at least mine with this one instead of the laptop, but you're still gonna have to need power for this one. So that's the only thing to pay off, right? When you're mining, this is how hot it's gonna get. It's about 117. It gets really hot, extremely hot on these parts, especially where the heat's coming out from. So mining might not be the best thing in case you don't have a cool area. Now let's look at the actual rig itself. Look at this. We're looking at 103 on the hottest area. So this is generating a lot of heat rapidly in the room. I mean, this thing combined with this one, 100 and 100, oh man, it's just extremely hot. So you can see the power of the CPU and the GPU. The GPU actually is running right now. If you can see, it's right in the center where I'm putting my mark on it. So it's running, generating, mining. This is actually throwing a lot of hot air, but it's trying to keep it cool. So we have double fans. We have 3 fans on the actual GPU and 2 more additional fans on the actual PCL on this box, on the actual ASUS Pro box. So this is how much heat you're going to generate, which is a lot when you're starting to mine. So if you don't mine on cold days, you know, this would be a perfect thing. But on hot days in California, we don't get too many cold days. It's going to be a little hectic and a little hassle to keep it cool. So you're going to have to spend more energy, more power consumption. So just to give you a heads up, if you're doing with the mining with the actual laptop, so calculating how many watts compared to your monthly bill, it's going to be hard to calculate because it changes here in California. When it's hot, they tend to charge a little bit more on the voltage. They put you on different brackets. It's different where you live at. So just to give you a heads up how much heat we're generating when you're bit mining through a laptop. So if you guys like stuff like this, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and we are out.